Well, hello. Thanks for joining me today. Today we are working on Pat's orange shake. That's the Shaker Challenger, the 08 SRT8, and we're replacing his high pressure power steering hose that goes from the power steering pump down to the rack. And we're doing that because it developed a leak. And it developed that leak, look at right there. See that? That's a nasty leak. So in looking at this, one of the things you'll notice is it actually has a stiffener right here. This is actually designed to stiffen this section of the hose to make it to where it didn't rub against the pulley on the air conditioner. So what must have happened over time is the hoses, these two hoses here, must have relaxed some, the engine must have relaxed. Something happened that allowed this to touch that air conditioning pulley. Now there are brackets that came on this from the factory. There's a bracket, a clamp bracket that goes here and one that goes up here on this end. Now, because we bought an aftermarket one, I had to take the brackets off the OEM line and switch them over to this line. That proved to be not a big deal. On a scale from 20/20 eyesight to totally blind, I would say it was visually challenged. But we did it, and we got them transferred over to the new line, which was actually a decent price. I paid $60 for a power steering line, which is guaranteed for life. So I was pretty excited about that. I saved Pat some money. And what we should talk about is how to keep that from happening again. Now, if you have a Challenger, Charger, Magnum 300, and it's got the Hemi with the power steering, you might want to just take a peek down in here, which is actually below the airbox. So at your convenience, pull the airbox out and look below here and follow the pressure line. The pressure line is the one without the clamps. See, this has clamps right here. The pressure line is below that, and that runs down to the rack. More importantly, it becomes a rubber hose right below my finger that you see wiggling here. And what you want to do is look and feel, in my case you want to feel, the gap between that bottom pulley and that rubber hose. And if that's gotten close, I would suggest you loosen up the pressure line and then rotate it toward, here, let me rotate it, I'll show you what you do. You just rotate this line toward the block and then retighten it up. Now, when you go to tighten it, it's going to want to go forward. If it goes forward, a 1/4 of an inch, that's not a big deal. What you'll notice, though, by rotating it back, it's not even close. It's not even remotely close to that pulley. So I would encourage you to check yours out. If it's gotten close, fix it. More importantly, if you are replacing yours and you don't want to deal with the brackets I was talking about that locate the pressure line to the frame, you buy a Mopar one, it'll already have those brackets on there. Otherwise, be prepared to transfer those over. And they're a little bit annoying. You just want to make sure when you transfer them that you do it mirror image. They have to match perfectly as far as the rotation and the orientation and the, how they're flipped and flopped. So pay attention to what you're doing. But hey, a blind man can do this, so you can do it. Thank you for joining me at Blind Man's Garage.